So we're in the Alice Springs Visitors Information Centre. We're located in Todd Mall in the town centre. Our Visitors Information Centre has one of the biggest areas in Australia. We cover virtually from the South Australian border, this side of Coober Pedy, across through to Uluru to the Western Australian border, up as far as Tennant Creek. Now Tennant Creek is included in our region. We also cover along the Plenty Highway and the Barclay Highway to the Queensland border. So as you can see, it's a huge area.
And we're just coming into what would normally be the busy season. The weather's still quite warm at the moment, but I guess it's about to cool down.
So our winter months are very pleasant. We have lots of people coming up here. We have a huge market, which is what we call our grey nomads, which are people who are caravanning. They love to come up here from the southern states to get away from their bitter cold winters. We have daytime temperatures during our winter, probably 18, as high as 24. However, our night times can be very chilly. A lot of our visitors don't realise that we do have a winter here. They think, being a desert region, that it's always hot, and are quite surprised when in the morning, if they're going on an early morning sunrise tour or a camel ride, it is below zero, so they need to get their winter woolies out.
So you wouldn't necessarily be camping at this time of year?
Lots of people love to camp. You can have a fire, keep warm. You've got your, you can have your nice warm tents, and yeah, people still camp this time of year.
Now I understand that you're probably more of a glamping kind of girl, would that be right?
That is true, Steve. I am. There's a number of areas around Central Australia where you can camp in upmarket tents, and we call it glamping. So it means you have your own showers and toilets, you have lovely comfy beds, they're air conditioned and also heated. So they're for people like me who I would call soft campers. However, we also have areas where people love to sleep out in the open under the stars, just roll out your swag. We've got lots of places you can camp like that as well.
So it's a bit of an adventure playground, I guess, for many, many people. What sort of things would they be doing?
Well, one of our main features, which a lot of people like to do in our winter months, is the Larapinta Trail. So the Larapinta Trail stretches through the West MacDonnell Ranges. It is now rated as one of our best walking trails through within Australia. It is a challenge, and most people allow about 14 days to do the walk. We have people from all age groups walking, and predominantly during our winter months. There's lots of other trails that go through the West MacDonnell Ranges, the East MacDonnell Ranges. We've got areas such as Palm Valley, Chambers Pillar, Rainbow Valley. They all have wonderful walking trails.
And I've heard that there are many waterholes, places where the locals go to swim along the West MacDonnell Ranges.
A lot of our visitors are quite surprised that we do have waterholes. So Ellery Creek, Big Hole, Ormiston Gorge are probably the most popular, easily accessible by any vehicle or on a tour. In our summer months, you couldn't have a better place to go swimming.
Now, if I don't want to go walking the Larapinta Trail, what other things are there that I could do perhaps closer to Alice Springs?
Well, we do have some guided walking tours. So one is a cultural walking tour, which is conducted with one of our local ladies, talking about the Alice Springs culture, bush tucker, bush medicine, so things you'd like to learn about our local culture. We also have another walking tour which is conducted by one of our local guides, which is more a historical tour. So it travels around through our areas around here which have our historical buildings, and he talks about the history of Alice Springs and how we arrived here, and a bit about our buildings as well. In the early part of the last century, in the late 1800s, there was a gold mining industry here. Altunga's an old gold mining township. If you go out to the East MacDonnell Ranges, about 100 kilometres east of us, there are some old buildings there you can have a look through, including an old jail. So they did have a small community out there. We're also not originally Alice Springs here. So the Telegraph station, which is 4 kilometres north of us, is the original Alice Springs. This area was called Stewart. So we had two townships within 4 kilometres of each other.
And I understand also it seems to be the heart of a thriving mountain biking activity.
So mountain biking, Alice Springs is now sort of advertised or promoted as one of the best mountain biking areas. We've got lots of mountain bike trails. We have events here over the Easter weekend, which is a long mountain bike event. We've had events that went as far as Uluru, which is 460 kilometres from here. Out past the Telegraph station, there's a number of mountain bike trails out there. It is very popular for the bike riders.
And perhaps at a more cultural level, if I'm not into so much activity, there seem to be a lot of art galleries in Alice Springs.
We have commercial art galleries. We also have Araluen Cultural Centre, which has the Albert Namatjira Arts Centre. So Albert Namatjira Arts Centre is the only place in Central Australia that has original Albert Namatjiras. You can actually get close up and personal with them. Not a lot of art galleries allow you to get so close to such valuable artwork. We have a couple of places where you can actually do classes. We have a gallery within, which is called Upanapa, which offers classes in dot painting. If you're heading out to Uluru, they do dot painting classes there every day.
Now, if I wanted to extend my stay in the region, where else should I visit?
So you can go as far as Tennant Creek. Tennant Creek has a history of gold mining there as well. They do a fabulous underground gold mining tour there. They've got Marianne Dam, which is a great place to go and actually have a picnic. They are close enough to the Devil's Marbles, Kalukalo it's now called, and it's an amazing site. It's perfectly round rocks, and it amazes me how they don't fall off each other. That's only located 400 kilometres north. For us, 400 kilometres is just a quick trip.
So, do I really need a four-wheel drive if I'm coming to Central Australia? Would that be right?
Not necessarily. It depends on where you want to go. The East and West Macdonnell Ranges are both accessible by standard vehicle. Uluru and Kings Canyon can also be accessed by a standard two-wheel drive vehicle. However, if you do have a four-wheel drive, it does open it up to a little bit more of the adventurous areas such as Palm Valley, Chambers, Pillar and Rainbow Valley. But don't be put off, you can access quite a lot with a two-wheel drive.
And what's your favourite place?
My favourite place. I do like Kings Canyon, I must admit. The walk along the Kings Canyon is amazing. It's a bit of an effort, 550 steps to the top, but even if I can do it, most people can. From the view up there, on a really clear day, there's a little bump on the horizon which happens to be Uluru. So I do like Kings Canyon, and they do have glamping there, so that helps me out as well.
Everything seems to be covered.
We can cover anything you need, and there's always extras we can look for you.
Susan, thank you. That's been illuminating.
Thank you, Steve.